is a pleasure to be with you guys today to read for you. This is going to be a very interesting reading, I think, but also a very simple reading. It is beginnings and endings for you in your life. This is a timeless reading, so I will put this in the pick a card reading section on my YouTube channel. Timeless meaning whenever you click on it, there might be a message here for you. I don't think I'll put any timings on it to begin with. Sometimes I'll do like in the next 30 days from whenever you click on it, but this time I think I'm just going to leave it wide open and we'll see what messages are going to come through. And I also want to let you know that I won't be reading this together. I won't do this reading together. I won't do what's ending and beginning in your life kind of at the same time. I'm going to do those separately. I will pull the pile separately. I'll have a pile for what's ending in your life and one for what's beginning in your life. So on pile one here we have, this is from the Herb Crafter Tarots, all of them. All of these are Herb Crafter Tarot. So that is Mallow. And it is 2 of water. That's, the Herb Crafter Tarot does follow tarot somewhat, but not exactly. So it's more of a tarot oracle card. But they're just really pretty, so I thought I would give these to you as an option to choose. On pile one is a Cinnabar enhanced quartz. For pile two, we have the Lover's card, and it's Hawthorne. That's the herb. Get a chance to look at the cards. And the stone we have here is a Verdite quartz. On pile three, the 9 of earth. And I chose this one because the apples, and it reminded me of fall because we are in fall season now. So I liked that picture. And on pile 3 is an amethyst. I do think there's other things in this stone, but mostly it is an amethyst. Okay, I will not go through a lengthy introduction. My subscribers are very familiar with pick a cards and know what to do. If you are not, I will put some guidelines in the description box below to kind of help you choose if this is your first pick a card. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so if you're interested in that, and hit the bell and you'll be notified when I upload a new video. It is completely free to subscribe to a YouTube channel, so the price is right. If you do like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me, it helps the channel, and share my videos with anybody that you think might be interested. All right, so I'll put timestamps in the description box below, and you can just click on the timestamp and that will take you directly to your reading, whichever pile you choose. So make your decision and I will see you there. Welcome back, my friends. If you chose pile 1 for your endings and beginnings messages, this is your reading. So you'll notice here I do have 2 piles down here. This is for your endings and this is for your beginnings. I didn't want to do them in one kind of reading. I wanted to separate them out so that it doesn't become a continuation. It could be a continuation. This is ending and this is beginning, and it needs to go together. But sometimes it's not necessarily the same. So I wanted to split those out. I actually started doing these readings last night. I did the intro and, kind of got everything together. My energy level was so low. And I actually did the first reading. I was like, this is just not good for anybody. So I decided to wait till today to redo them. And so that's what I'm doing. If this doesn't seem, if there's not a lot of continuity in this video, that's going to be why, because I'm doing it at 2 separate times. So pile 1 did have the Mallow, which I guess is what marshmallow is made of. I don't know. And the Cinnabar enhanced quartz crystal. Let's just see here what we got. Hold off on the beginnings here for a minute and we'll look at what is ending for you right now. And I use that term loosely right now. I mean, we'll see if there are any timings here in the cards to see like when this is ending, but it's fairly soon, or it's imminent, or something like that, or this wouldn't be the time for you to get this reading. So, what is ending for you right now? Knight of Pentacles, the Chariot, and the Page of Wands. With the Drew Craft Tarot, you got the Seven of Wands, the Five of Cups, and the King of Cups. Okay, so that's interesting. You got Cancer energy there twice. You also have Sagittarius energy and some earth sign energy with the Knight of Pentacles. But, okay, so let's not talk about the people. Let's talk about what's going on here. It looks like to me what is ending is a dream that you had, that you held very close to your heart. It was like a calling, or you felt like it was a calling, something that you loved, but was connected with work or how you made a living. You had a goal to pursue something that was, I think, a passion project that you wanted to turn into work, or a job that you would have loved, like it would have been a soul calling as opposed to just a, 9 to 5 pay the bills kind of a job. And I think you really went out there and pursued that with everything that you had. And it just didn't work. And sometimes that happens, and it takes a very strong person to be able to admit that it's not working, it's not likely to work, so I have to redirect. So I think what is ending for you is holding on to this dream, even though it's not working. To do that, you'll have to do some soul searching and figure out where to go next, what to do next. That's kind of what the Page of Wands talks about. It's like you got to figure out what that next creative venture is, what that next creative idea is, where, and even where. It could even be relocating. Got a couple of cards here of relocating. Maybe this particular situation that you wanted to work as a creative project is not going to work. You're going to have to give it up. But this creative project is tied to a place. So you have to figure out where even you're going to go next and what you're going to do next. And this has been really slow. And you've really, okay, I will say this. And this happens for a reason, too. Everything's for a reason, right? This process has been really, really slow. Even though you've had this goal and you've been super determined that that was what you were going to do, the energy has been very slow moving. It has been very sluggish at times. And at times, you have had to keep the faith, fight for what this thing is, for whatever it was that you wanted, against a lot of opposition. And opposition could come in many forms, right? Opposition from people, opposition from resources, opposition from entities, government entities. There's been some serious opposition to this project or work situation that you wanted, which would have, if you were not so determined, and trust me, I have no judgment about this because I have done this myself, Would you have not been so determined, you would have recognized the signs. When you're, okay, so when you are manifesting, when you have a dream, when you have some desire, and you put that desire out into the universe and you start visualizing what that will be like and everything. When you start moving toward that goal, if you are knocked back at every corner, at every turn, there is a reason for that. It usually means that you're moving in the wrong direction, or it's the wrong way to go about getting what it is that you want. So you have been knocked back a few times on this thing. There have been many obstacles that could have, had you not been so determined, served as a warning that this is not the right thing for you, or this is not the right approach for you. Could go either way. However, what is ending for you is the fight. You're giving up the ghost on this thing. All right. Good for you, by the way. I'm telling you. Does take a lot of guts to be able to admit it's not working, it's not going to work, I have to do something different. All right, let's look at what is beginning in your life. Again, I just want to reiterate, this may not be connected. This may be something completely different, and that's why I wanted to separate them out anyway. So let's see, what is beginning in your life? You got the Six of Wands, the Four of Pentacles, and the Seven of Cups in the Herbal Craft Tarot. With the Druidcraft, you got the Princess of Cups, Pisces energy, Three of Wands, and the Six of Swords. Okay, this could be connected, but not necessarily even. What is beginning in your life is a new phase. You are moving on to brighter days, a respite, a vacation, moving away from a bad situation. However, it comes after a period of prospecting and trying to figure out what you want to do next. You get the Two of Wands when you're doing the prospecting, when it's like, okay, where do I go? What do I want to do? You get the Three of Wands when you've made a decision and you pick up one of those wands and you start moving in that direction. So I think what is beginning for you is a new direction in your life that opens up possibilities for sure. You got the Seven of Cups there, which talks about opportunities galore, like having all the opportunities in the world. There is a little bit of a warning with that card. Sometimes you have so many options that it all becomes very daydreamy and pie in the sky, and you can't grab a hold of one. You really have to grab a hold of one and work with it. You can have everything. You just can't have it all at the same time. That's what I always say with this card. It's that kind of thing. You can do so many things. You have so many opportunities. You have so many options. But you have to pick one, or it's just all daydreams. And you're doing that because you got this Four of Pentacles, which talks about some stability here. Talks about some stability definitely around the home. But I'm really picking up more of a inner peace and calm and inner stability after a little bit of turmoil. I'll go through those times when we're just a little bit of a mess. So what is it they say? A hot mess. I think you may have been a hot mess lately. And I say a hot mess because this Princess of Cups is a very beautiful woman. She's very kind and in touch with her emotions, and almost has an innocence about her, regardless of whatever your age is. But she is a very, very beautiful young person. Princess is young energy. Oh, okay, that's cool. A couple of cool things. One, I do really feel like you're coming to an inner peace here, because you got this Four of Pentacles, which does talk about stability and a foundation and grounding, but you notice she's in the lotus position. That really reminds me of a yoga kind of thing. This woman is taking in the herbs. That reminds me of medicine. What do you call that medicine? Some kind of therapy where you smell stuff. Aromatherapy. Oh my God, I'm going nuts. Okay. So you got aromatherapy here. This is very spa-ish. It's very taking care of myself, my inner self, my outer self, in a very, very, very positive way. So I think you're coming back to a place of stability and internally. And that opens up doors for you. It opens up new possibilities for you. It helps you move on. Some of you, by the way, this young lady is meeting this young man and you guys are moving on to brighter days together, actually. That's just the truth of those cards together. There's some kind of victory here. Some kind of victory. Six of Wands talks about a victory. You're winning something. Drawn to this piece of paper here. A contract. Winning something. Has to do with a piece of paper. A trip overseas. I don't know. A contract. Could be a marriage contract for some of you, but I think that's a lesser. I don't see that for reals, but definitely. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. You're winning something that helps you move on. Oh, okay, so this is interesting. For some of you, with all these options here, it might be you're winning the affections of someone that you've been dating that's been dating other people, and then you two are moving on to brighter days together. That's just a side message for somebody there. So the beginning for you guys mostly, I'll just sum this up, is really just you being in the right place mentally and physically, in the best place that you can possibly be in. Really, really good self-care here. You've done a lot of work and you are going to do a lot of work. You're not letting this go by the wayside because you're moving on to brighter days, better things, more options, more opportunity, more movement. It might have been that there was a little stagnation here too. Now you're moving forward. Okay, just to end this reading, I'm going to get one last card from the angels and ancestors to see if there are any final words of wisdom. What final words of wisdom do you have for pile one? I think this looks really good, you guys. I like it for y'all. Final words of wisdom. All right. Ooh, yes. The sun. The happiest, happiest, happiest of all cards. It's joy. Enjoy, success, and happiness is what it says. It's a card of joy. It's a card of breaking free. It's a card of firing on all cylinders, just being in the most happy, healthy, fun, vibrant place that you can possibly be. So enjoy it. That's what it says. Enjoy your success and your happiness because it is coming to you. I feel like it might be a little bit of a hard-won happiness and success. You might have had to go through it a little bit and then come back to center to be able to enjoy this. All right, that's all I have for pile ones. Until next time, I'm sending you lots of light and love. Take care. Welcome back, my friends. If you chose pile two, these are going to be your messages, your endings and beginnings messages. What's ending in your life and what's beginning. I do have these split out here. This is going to be what's ending in your life, and this is going to be what's beginning. those may be connected and they may not be connected. And I did that on purpose because I didn't want it to just flow into one reading if that's not the way it was intended to flow. You will notice that there's not continuity in this reading, and that is because I started doing these readings last night and my energy level was so low that I did the first one and I was like, this is not helping anybody at all. So I decided to not proceed last night and do it today because, as you can tell, I'm way more lively. My energy is better. It'll be a better reading. So that was a lesson learned. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started, and we'll start with this. What is ending in your life? So pile 2 did have that Hawthorne is the herb and the Verdite quartz on it. This actually may even be a little bit of aventurine. It's hard to tell. It's green, that's for sure. But the Hawthorne and the herbal tarot is, or the herb crafter's tarot is the Lover's card. So let's just see what's happening here. Does it have to do with love? I don't know. All right, let's see what we got. In the herbal tarot, you got the medicine wheel, which correlates to the wheel of fortune in the universal weight. You got the 4 of cups. You got the 7 of wands and the hermit card. Okay, I like this. I like what I'm seeing already. With the Druid Craft Tarot, got the 6 of Cups, the 7 of Swords, the Princess of Swords, Taurus energy, and the Queen of Pentacles, Aquarius energy. Hermit is Virgo energy. That may have something to do with your reading. It may not. I just thought I would throw that out there. You may be one of those signs. You may be dealing with someone of those signs. So we see here very clearly there is an ending. The wheel talks about, or the medicine wheel talks about the cyclical nature of life. Something is always ending in your life and beginning. There's always a completion happening and a new beginning happening. Well, not always, but when there is an ending in your life, there's always a new beginning. I can't remember who I heard say, and I think this was a preacher that said this, and I just, I had to have just watched it on TV or something, just clicked on the channel and he was saying this, but it was something like, how you feeling today? Feeling a little down? Stick around. It'll change. How you feeling? If you're feeling good, stick around. That'll change too. That's just the nature of life. Things go in cycles. So you are ending a cycle of solitude. Looks like very intense solitude to do something. Maybe to study. Could very well be ending college years or high school years, because you got this 6 of Cups, which talks about childhood nostalgia. It talks about, reminiscing about the old days. It definitely could be for some of you that you are finishing a course of education. But whatever this is, it has been tough on you. You got the 7 of Wands here that's like you've had to really hold on in some circumstances. Hold on to your position. Defend even with your own mind, defend your reasons for having this long period of solitude, for withdrawing to research something, to study something, for withdrawing from the world to learn. And that could just be an internal investigation, right? The Hermit card does talk about retreating from the world in kind of a spiritual way. Like, it is not time for activity. I have to retreat to get right spiritually. And then once I go within and find the answers, then I can move forward. And I can shine a light for other people, because I've taken this time to be introspective, to figure out what's going on with me, to figure out what I need to do next, to figure out why I struggle with some things and other people do not struggle with them. Whatever it was, there's no telling what it was that drew you into this place of introspection and actually being alone. You have felt quite alone in this process. The Four of Cups is a card of dissatisfaction, and particularly for those of you who have been going to college, and that's what's ending for you, is that period of study. I totally get it. I was an adult when I went back to college. I was in my 40s, and it was drudgery. And I was very wore out with the blah of it by the time it was over. So it is hard. I know it's hard. You've had to fight. You fought the good fight, and now that part is ending. So let's see what else could be ending. If it's not, a period of education or just a period of isolation to go within. Is there anything else that is ending that I see here? Definitely, I see a lot of ending of the family unit, a lot of messages of that, like you're ending your time with your parents and going out on your own. That's definitely indicated here. For some of you, I feel like what might be ending is a feeling of isolation that comes from being an empty nester, like you've raised your kids and they left home and you have been in a state of being alone, retreating from the world, maybe because a little bit of a depression. Sometimes those things sneak up on you. You don't realize that you're a little bit depressed about stuff. And then it just kind of sneaks up on you. Oh yeah, I am a little bit in the blahs. This can talk about, Four of Cups can talk about depression too. Just being a little bit sick of it all. Nothing excites you. Anything that's offered to you is just like, I'm not into it at all. I'm not excited about anything at all. So that can be a depression with a little d. I wouldn't call it like a big D depression, but just a little bit not yourself, not your happy-go-lucky self. And I do think that for some of you, that's because of just your children leaving home and the sadness that comes with that. It is a cycle. It is about a cycle, whatever it is for you. One of those cycles in life that are just normal. Everybody goes through. Okay, so that is what is ending. Let's take a look at what is beginning for my pile twos. Okay, wowza, 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 wowza. Oh my gosh, you got the Sun. You got the Ace of Wands. You got the Ten of Pentacles. And this is interesting. I didn't know these were in here. So these are like not actually tarot cards. They're just like cards, extra cards that come with the deck, you know, almost like marketing material. But I'm going to read this just in case there's a message here for you, because it was here. And then I'll show you the picture and you can get whatever messages you want from it. Okay. The path of the herbalist is to open ourselves to nature in an innocent and pure way. She, in turn, will open her bounty and reward us with many valuable secrets. May the earth bless you. Oh, I like that. I can see that. I'm definitely incorporating that in my reading. Okay, you got this. In the Druidcraft Tarot, you got the Star, the Princess of Wands, and the King of Wands. Okay, the beginning for you guys. is literally a new life. The Ace of Wands talks, that's the literal meaning for the Ace of Wands. It's a new life. Wow, wow, wow. Big, big, big changes coming in for you guys. So much abundance, so much wish fulfillment, whatever it is that you have wished for. The Sun is the happiest and brightest card in the deck. It always means that great joy is coming to you, being in a place of complete abundance. It can mean breaking free from the past. So after a period of everything not particularly going so great, now all of a sudden the world is opening up to you. You are on cloud 9. It's movement forward. It's highest blessings. The Star with the Sun card, wow. That is highest blessings. And then this great new beginning here. And you have this 10 of Pentacles. And this kind of could tie into the first part, the endings part, when I was talking about being an empty nester. The 10 of Pentacles talks about family, but it's generations of family being together. It's not just mom, dad, and kids. It's mom, dad, kids, extended family, grandma, grandpa, aunts, uncles, all of it. So for some of you, this is going to be a beautiful time for your family, your whole family as well. A new beginning for your whole family. There's definitely some enjoyment out in nature that comes into this reading. Because of this card that was just randomly in here. You've got these cards down here. The Princess of Wands, minor arcana for Sagittarius. The King of Wands, minor arcana for Aries. Both very action-oriented signs. They're both fire signs. They're both creative, passion. Both of these people, look, she is moving on to a new adventure. She's going out on an adventure. That is for sure. He's had a lot of adventures. But really talking about a new adventure. Could be, you got this one, see, this ace. She's picked that up. She's moving toward it. Could have something to do with an entrepreneurial undertaking. Could have to do with business, because Aries card, very, very, very much entrepreneurial spirit, boss energy. Could literally be travel, like you're going out and traveling, going somewhere, going out in nature, going hiking. The Star is wish fulfillment, so that is, it's also very positive, hopeful card too. Like things are really, really looking much brighter for you. Money, finances, brilliant. Adventures, brilliant. Just happiness, state of mind, brilliant. Family, brilliant. Nature, good nature. This just reminds me of the Empress card, first of all, which is just a complete abundance, having everything that you could want. And also the Ace of Cups, that card of overflowing with abundance. That's what this reminds me of here. For some of you, I feel like there's a new relationship here, or more like a new life with a new partner. Like you're building something more permanent maybe, or going off on some adventure you're solidifying a relationship. I think you're the same. You guys have a lot of things in common. You're very connected on a soul level. However, there's a difference. There's a fundamental difference between you in some strange way. Like, not a strange way, but in one particular way, there's a fundamental difference. And the first example would be age, because that's kind of apparent in the cards. King versus a princess. So they may be older than you, or they may be younger than you, but by quite a bit. And if it's not age, then there's some like fundamental difference, or a difference that, yeah, I'm just gonna leave it like that. It could be just very different religions, or the levels are not the same. One's poor, one's rich. The levels are not the same. Okay. So it's probably not religions. It's probably more that. Something about the levels. Age, money, financial status, or whatever. Job status. This could be boss. This could be someone that works for them. Okay. I'm going to leave that at that. If this is a new relationship, it really is quite promising. I think you're building something that not just for you and the partner right now, but for posterity too. For some of you, this could be just building a business, not for a relationship, but just building a business for your posterity. Because you got the boss energy, and then you have the young person energy. You might just be creating something for your family. This talks about legacy. Ten of Pentacles talks about leaving something behind for your family. Inheritance and those kinds of things. Okay. Whew, Lord, that's just, I don't know what to say about this. This is really, really beautiful. I love that for y'all. And this just read together is whatever you wish for, it's a yes. It's a yes from the universe. It's coming. You get it. Okay, so I'm just going to get final words of wisdom from the angels and ancestors. Final words of wisdom for pile 2. Hunter, track down your fears and desires. That's interesting. That's an interesting card to get with this reading, because there is absolutely nothing negative in this reading whatsoever. It's all good, 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 good. So what I'm going to say about this is, I think it goes along with this wish fulfillment here. You are in a good place for manifesting. So sometimes people don't necessarily know what it is that they want, and this card will help you get to what it is that you want. By tracking down what you're afraid of, you figure out what it is that you desire. So let's just say, for example, you are afraid of losing your job, the job that you currently have. You hear things, people just treat you a different way one day, and you're just thinking, okay, what's going on? Am I going to get fired or whatever? Because you're afraid of that, that lets you know that you want to keep that job. That job is important to you. You like it. It would be sad. You would be afraid to lose it, or you would be sad to lose it, or whatever. So that's what this that's exactly what this means. What are you afraid of? Figure out what that is, and you'll figure out what it is that you want. All right, that's all I have for pile 2s. Until next time, I'm sending you lots of light and love. Take care. Welcome back, my friends. If you chose pile 3 for your endings and beginnings messages, these are going to be your cards. So the first thing you might notice is there's not a lot of continuity in this reading, and I apologize for that. I did start doing the reading last night. My energy was so low. I was like, this is not helping anybody. I actually did the first pile, and it was like, yeah, I'm not doing this. It's just no good. It's no good. So I quit doing it, and I do feel better today, and everything is much better. Things are going more smoothly. So it was the right thing to do. I'm not sure what I'm going to have to do about the continuity. I actually may go back to the beginning and just kind of refilm that part, or just not have an introduction. I don't know what I'm going to do, but it'll be fine. It's all good. So you obviously have chosen pile 3 for your reading. Pile 3 did have the apple, the 9 of earth, and this amethyst. So that was your choice. Beautiful card, very fall looking. You will notice 2 piles down here. These are the cards for what is ending in your life. These are the cards for what is beginning in your life. I did not want to do those together because I didn't want it to be like a continuum. These could be a continuum. They could be connected. They could also be very separate. And I wanted to leave room for that possibility, that it's very separate. So let's just get started with what is ending in your life, and I'll see what I can find out here. You got the World, the Justice card, and the 4 of Swords. Oh, wow. Justice twice. So that's a double down on that message. The 9 of Swords and the Magician. This is interesting. I feel this is very literal in the meaning here. I think that what is ending for you guys is a court case, either a divorce court or some kind of court. I don't know what it is. It could be anything, but definitely it is a legal battle that you guys have been involved in. Very rarely are these cards read so literally, but you know, justice can talk about balance and trying to maintain balance. It can talk about karmic justice, but in this situation, I'm feeling very strongly that this is legal justice. This is an actual literal court case that that you guys are ending. It's been rough. You got the 4 of Swords here, exhausted. You got the 9 of Swords here, a lot of worry, a lot of anxiety about it. Up at night, not knowing which way it's going to go. So I will say this, when justice shows up in your card, in your reading, it means that it'll be in your favor, that this court case is ending and you will win. You kind of get that from the Magician too. This is like you have everything that you need to succeed. So you have all the tools that you need to win this court case. However, I also see this as kind of what's happening next kind of thing, because you have the World, which means the completion of a cycle. And these are when you get the World card, that's the completion of a major cycle in your life. So it might definitely be a divorce for some of you. Like one major cycle is ending and another is beginning. This is a great time for you guys to manifest. That's what this is saying, because this completes this cycle. Could be, I will also say this, you know, Spirit always makes a fool out of you when you try to act like you know what you're talking about. I did say that I thought this was very much Western justice or court justice. I'm now rethinking that a little bit and saying, so for some of you, it might not be. It could absolutely be a completion of a karmic cycle. Karmic justice has been served. So it is time to move forward. I will also say this. I think some of you, the justice was not in your favor, because that's the reason for the worry and the anxiety and being exhausted with it. Karma just is. It is neither good or bad, right? Everybody goes through these periods of their time, of their life, when they're, hopefully, when they're being paid back for things that they have done. That's not the right way to say. When they are experiencing a similar experience that they have put out into the universe. That's what it is, right? What you put out comes back to you. So sometimes when it's karmic justice, sometimes you know exactly what it is that you're being paid back for, where that came from, what you put out to get that back. But anyway, regardless, let's just not beat people up too much, because we all go through these times. This all happens to all of us, where we learn our lessons, we take our knocks, and then we move on. The good news is what is ending for you is this karmic lesson, or for some of you, this court case. This literal court case is ending. So the good news is you do have a new beginning coming immediately. And that's the way the world is, right? One cycle ends and another begins. Always moving forward, right? Always moving forward. Again, the Magician is a very promising card, because it says now that you're past this, you are in the best place to manifest what it is that you want next. You have all the tools that you need. You even have tools from going through this experience. This experience helped you gain the tools that you need to move forward. If it is a real court case for you and it is a divorce, you will be winning this, and that gives you the tools that you need to move forward and manifest the next thing in your life. Okay, I'm just going to leave that at that. That is what is ending for you guys. Now let's talk about the beginnings. Let's see what we got. Yeah, this is a pretty exciting pile here. All right, so for the Herbal Tarot, we have the Five of Cups, the Death card, the Ace of Swords, the Strength card, and the Hermit. For the Druidcraft Tarot, you have the Prince of Pentacles, which would be Knight of Pentacles in Universal Weight. You got the Queen of Swords, Rebirth, and Strength twice. Okay. So, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but sometimes it happens when you are a tarot reader. What is beginning in your life is a period of mourning, and that makes perfect sense if you have just gone through a divorce or something, or you have gone through a major completion in a cycle. Completions are endings, right? So things leave our lives. Whatever that is, you will be mourning that, and that's the phase that you're going into. You got Strength twice, so that's the big message here, right? This talks about, death does talk about endings. You got the Five of Cups, which is a mourning card. You got the Hermit, which is a going within card to find the answers. This all read together is, like I said, mourning whatever it is that was lost in your the first part of your reading. Whatever the ending was, you're in a phase of mourning the losses that are associated with that, and you're doing that on your own. It's because the Hermit is just, the Hermit is such a pivotal figure in our all of our stories, and everybody knows what a hermit is. It's someone that just escapes or retreats from the world, sometimes for spiritual reasons, sometimes for reclusive reasons, because they just don't want to be with people. The Grinch is a classic hermit, although usually with the Hermit card, you're going within to recharge. You're getting away from people to recharge. You're trying to find the answers, but sometimes when you're around the energies of other people, that's hard to do. So that's the reason for the aloneness. You will find the answers. That's for sure. And then once you do, then you can shine a light for other people who are going through the same thing that you are going through. Two things I want to note about this. period of mourning that you are beginning. The Queen of Swords, it does talk about a woman who is alone. That it can be one meaning for that card. It also talks about a woman who is very intelligent, and she's not as touchy-feely. She makes decisions. She's got a lot of integrity, but she makes decisions with her head and not her heart. Sometimes the Queen of Swords, and especially if it's a divorced woman, can read as bitter. So that's just something that you might want to guard against as you're going through this process. Although I know it can be really easy to get bitter sometimes when you're going through something as rough as a breakup. Some breakups are way worse than others for sure. And you may have everything in the world to be bitter about. However, it does not serve you. And that's it right there. No judgment about the bitterness. Like I said, we all get there. It just doesn't serve you. So that's just one thing to look out for as you're going through this process. The other thing I see here that I have to know, if I see it, I have to say it. This Prince of Pentacles, like I said, is a knight in the universal weight. Knights are always moving in our lives or bringing things into our lives. This is very slow moving energy. So for those of you, it's kind of plodding and slow, which tells me a couple of things. This might take some time to go through. Of course it would. It's probably a big deal, right? Divorces are big deals. It can take some people years to get over that. Take the time that you need to heal. Do not rush it. That's one message. For those of you who the ending was a divorce, it looks like the money's coming in from a settlement, but it's going to be a little bit slow. Same thing if it was just a regular court case. The money's coming in, but it's going to be slow. The big message here, again, as I always say, if you get the same message twice in a reading, that's like a double down on that message. Spirit wants you to pay close attention to this message right here. So the Strength card does talk about literally a period in your life where you will have to be strong. You're being called upon to be strong right now. There's always, usually, not in this one rendition, but in this one, the pictorial for Strength is a woman who is taming some kind of large animal. In this case, it's a wild boar. In the universal weight, it's a lion. So the message is the strength that is required to get through this is not a brute force, like a masculine kind of strength, brute force. It is tact and diplomacy. It is laying down your weapon and moving through the next little bit, however long it is, with grace and with dignity, and being tactful to this person who you were battling with. The battle is over, so now is a time for you to, again, move forward with grace and with dignity, and not, try to beat the dead horse, because it is over. That's the one thing about the Death card I will say. It invites us, and we get it several times in our lives, that things end. Sometimes they can end suddenly, sometimes they can end badly, but there's always a lesson there of acceptance. The sooner that you can accept the death and mourn the loss, then the sooner you can move on to the transformation. And that is always what is coming with the death card. That's always what's happening. It's always begging us to accept this, because the transformation is going to be beautiful. And that's what we see down here. You do see a rebirth. This is the Judgment card in Universal. Wait. You will come out of this period here much stronger, with a new victorious beginning ahead of you. And this actually looks like the winter time. So if you're watching this in real time, it may take some time, but it's not forever, okay? You do get some clarity in the winter that helps you move forward, that helps you move out of this phase of mourning. So when you do come out of, this is Newgrange actually in Ireland, which is a tomb. When you do come out of the tomb, you will be rested and you will be ready for a brand new start. That's what the rabbit represents. Springtime, new starts, new beginnings, fresh ideas. It's amazing. It feels amazing when you go through these experiences like this, and it's hard to see it as a blessing at the time, but a lot of times it is a blessing when the slate is wiped clean, and there's nothing ahead of you but possibility. The feeling of exuberation when you are reborn in this way, when everything's been stripped away, and suddenly it's like, yes, I can breathe again. Yes, it's so wonderful to see the sunlight, and the grass is green, and the sky is blue, and life is beautiful. And here we got this beautiful music to listen to, and oh, look at the bunny rabbit over there. Isn't he just the cutest? It's like that. That's how it feels when you get to this place after being here. So hang in there, guys. It is just a part of life to have to go through these phases. It just is. Nobody is exempt from these kinds of losses that have to be mourned, and figuring out how to move on, move forward, move on with your life. Everybody has situations like that, and yeah, regardless of what the loss is, everybody has those kinds of situations. All right, so I'm going to get final words of wisdom from the Angels and Ancestors Oracle for you guys. Final words of wisdom for pile 3. Heart Guardian, love and let yourself be loved. Goes back to this card, that one I was saying about the Queen of Swords. It's just a warning not to become bitter through this process. Let people love you. Let people help you. That's not necessarily saying jump into a new relationship. It's just saying don't close off to love. Even the love of family and friends that are around you. Don't close yourself off from the love. That's just the message there. Stay open, even though you've been through a lot. Okay, that's all I have for pile 3s. Until next time, I'm sending you lots of light and love. Take care.